Well, Travis Peterson. Now, right before we went on the air, I was saying, God, I wanted to talk to you before we went on the air, so I don't look so dumb, with dumb questions. And then I realized, man, people must thought you were the dumbest person in the world when you had an idea to have a greeting card that you open up and it sings "Happy Birthday" for 3 goddamn hours.
Yeah. The funny thing is, it lasts longer than 5 hours or 3 hours. It goes probably 5 hours, 6 hours.
Wow! but yeah, I think it's clever. You think it's clever. But man, who would have think that? Man, you're selling thousands of these things on Kickstarter. You don't even have them yet. So people are just enthralled with the idea of sending this as probably the most clever gift, of all time. I mean, there's got to be awards for clever gifts, clever cards, something, or stupid ideas. Yeah.
There are awards. There's a national stationery show in New York City next month.
That sounds important. Yeah.
And it is. I know. And my brother, we were not planning on going, but as we have talked to a few vendors and other stationery people, they all say you should go, and they do have awards for the best new invention.
Oh, a new invention for stationery.
Yes. I mean, come on. Who can beat us?
But you're going to be pissed if someone does, though.
Yes, absolutely.
But then you can say you're second. The second man.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But none
good.
of them went on Kickstarter. You're in a market that people in the stationery business never even thought about. You imagine putting a stationary product on Kickstarter.
Absolutely. I mean, that's and my brother and I were talking about it, and we're in a really interesting place because it's stationary, and we're also a bit of a toy. And
I see.
think exactly.
Yeah.
But I think in finding our place, we're kind of within both worlds, and so we kind of get to go to both conventions.
Well, that Comic-Con, or whatever they call that thing.
Absolutely. Oh, we'll happily be there.
And then you have a music venue down at South by Southwest. People will be going to nightclubs just to hear your 3-hour songs.
Absolutely. We hope so.
Well, that's terrific. And you're creating jobs for musicians. Now, what could be better than that? You got all this stuff going.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
sure.
But you're an MBA. You worked on Wall Street, financial industry, and starting software firms, and now singing greeting cards that last forever. Man, and you're having more fun with this than Wall Street, it sounds like.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think I kind of mentioned before, which is, I have been working on a software company that to me is more meaningful to the world, but it's been really hard to get off the ground. And then we made this, and it just exploded. And so we had to kind of
stupid cells,
Stupid. Clever. I'm going to call it
beg your pardon. You have a degree, you call it clever. That's
clever.
But it is. Man, you just never know what. I mean, I was good friends with I don't know if you're old enough to remember the Wacky Wall Walker. It was a little octopus. A friend of mine, Japanese guy. He went back to Japan. He saw these things sold on the street in Japan all over. And he got the U.S. market for it. And I said, nobody's going to buy that thing. Look at these marks on the wall. He made gazillions. I thought nobody would buy it. Yeah.
I remember. No, I'm sure I paid for those as a
kid. Well, my friend, I'm sure thanks you. But I mean, that's why nobody knows what really works, and that's what's so nice about nowadays. I mean, you could take an idea. It costs you, very little money to see if now you have almost 2,000 people want it, so it works. And you don't have to go to mass production yet. It's the only time in our history that you could do this. You don't have to fill stores or anything like that.
Yeah, it really is, I think, one of those things that is one of the best things about Kickstarter or any of these, platforms is you get to test the demand. And quite honestly, there was a comment out there because we've been on, I don't know how many blogs, 15 or 20 blogs already. And there's a comment where someone said, do you really need to raise money for this? And the truth is like, there's still a lot of cost. I mean, we've done well, but even though we look at all the numbers, we start, we still have a lot of setup costs that aren't even included yet. So, we're really, really grateful for the platform to help us just cover a lot of these basic costs of getting set up.
But to me, it's not. Now it's not. There's a market. I mean, to me, it's not a cost. I mean, if you have thousands of people want it now, man, then you could run.
Absolutely. Now it's just about pushing forward, and it's fantastic that we know
that's
people
more
are
important. I mean, where else are you going to get that? Put them in stores and wait,
Exactly, absolutely, yeah. That's not a good way of doing it.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's a small cost product. I mean, that's immaterial. It doesn't matter. It's the market that it's there. People want it. You were bright enough to figure it out and do it, or your dad anyway, right?
Yeah, you know what? It's execution, right?
Right.
It's all about execution.
Right. But you're right, because you go to a party or anything, that everybody's got $1 million idea, but how many people actually do it?
Absolutely.
So that's what even if you swipe it for somebody, put it on there. You're the one that's doing it. You're going to have fun doing it. You got years to do this now. And now you have to put this software venture that you think is going to save the world. You're going to have the world have fun first, and then you could go back, resurrect that.
Yep. Oh, that's the plan.
And start saving our ass, because we need that too. And to get this, you go to Joker Greeting. Now, that's not an S, greetings, right? It's just one greeting, because it goes on for 3 hours. You only need one. .com, Joker Greeting. It's a terrific idea, and it's on Kickstarter. It's a cute little video that you did, and you say your partner brother with this. He's a video guy, huh? But how did he make you get to be such a good actor on this thing?
That's a good question. I think I just like to sell, and I just put my heart and soul into this.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where I don't know. Maybe it's part of my Wall Street teaching of just learning to sell, and I didn't need to act. I'll act a little bit, but the whole thing was improv. It really was.
Yeah.
If you watch it, it was very much improv. We did it in about 2 hours,
wow.
and
it's sincerity, and that's what I felt, and it reminded me. I got starting to give speeches again and everything, and that's what draws in people. It's sincerity, and what you have in that video is, hey, you're saying this is a little stupid maybe, but man, it's fun, and your heart is there. You're not trying to be a used car salesman like somebody on TV,
Yeah. Well, it's one of those, what, we just decided that in terms of making the video, we knew it was a goofy idea. And we love pranks. Like our family is all, we grew up doing pranks. This wasn't, so that was, it's in our DNA, in our family. Just ask my mom. And when we made this pitch, it just seemed to make a lot of sense to pitch it, sincere. Yeah. Like, again, we think we know goofy. We know it's just a greeting card. We understand all of that. But I think in terms of kind of really, if you look at it, if you watch the video, if you look at a lot of Kickstarter videos, they all become very sincere, world-saving, something or other, and it's like the right place to make that type of pitch. But I don't know.
No, you're right, but I think it was sincere. I was thinking about my own presentation when I was looking at you, because you are so natural doing it, and that really lends sincerity and authenticity to everything, and you can sell goofy stuff that way. So
just wait. Our new video coming.
Really? You got a new one?
New ideas. Oh,
I see. Yeah. Great. Well, thank you, Travis. And people go to Joker Greeting, that's without the S.com. Get one of these suckers. You have a birthday card, then you're going to have Christmas cards too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Christmas coming, Valentine's Day, thinking of you, more to come. Absolutely.
Thinking of you forever. Thank you, Travis. Take care.
Thank you.